Every wrestling legend follows their own path to fame and glory, but you won't be crowned wrestling royalty without harnessing the power of the masters to ignite your quest. Your rise to stardom begins at the feet of giants, and the only way to earn a legend's respect is victory. Training with the best is never easy, but wear those bruises with pride. You're going to need all the help you can get to unlock your potential and win the support of legendary wrestling icons. Once they're on your side, those legends become extremely powerful allies. Enlist their help as managers to energize your team. Wield their awesome power moves to tilt the match in your favor and unleash your own brand of mayhem. So, get ready to begin your legendary journey, because it's time for WrestleQuest!
How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, and Sundays with Andrew Zarian, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. I think that's the time. 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about here today. Holy smokes. Well, it's January 3rd. But it's about to be January 4th in Japan, which means tonight, around 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific, the New Japan Tokyo Dome is going to kick off, Wrestle Kingdom 18. And because of that, there's a lot of changes in terms of what we've got for the next couple of days. Normally, Dave and I do a show on Wednesday night. But this is for subscribers at WrestlingObserver.com, video.f4wonline.com. But we will not be doing a show tonight because of the Wrestle Kingdom show. But that means that the Thursday show I normally do with Vinny, well, I'll be doing a Dave show that night. So I believe what we're going to do is switch it up, and Vinny and I will be doing the Bryan and Vinny show tonight, and we will be doing Wrestling Observer Radio with Dave Meltzer Thursday. So it's all subject to change, but that's the plan at this point, for those of you looking for the programming schedule. And Vinny's going to do a solo show, apparently, Thursday morning, talking about the Tokyo Dome. So you can look forward to that. And a lot of other stuff as well. Dynamite is coming up tonight, which means I got to watch Dynamite and immediately do the show with Vinny. We got 6 things announced for the show, which is up a lot from yesterday, when I think we had 2 things. But we'll tell you about the lineup for that, as well as the latest on The Rock, Naomi, Mercedes Moné, Charlie Dempsey challenging for the All Japan Triple Crown, ratings notes, Adam Copeland, your NXT TV report, and so much more. A lot to get into today. Back in a moment. Observer Live.
Excuse me, the twins. Yeah.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here. Golly, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. My mic was turned way down. I got it fixed now. Those of you that couldn't hear me in the first segment, who knows, may have been for the best. But we got a lot to get into here today. And I want to start by noting big congratulations to Eddie and Adam. They were the winners of the first two Whale Scout auctions. And the third is up now on my Twitter, at Bryan Alvarez. And you can head up there, put your bid in. It's a chance to co-host the Bryan and Vinny show, any of them, whether it's the Granny show or the AEW NXT show Thursday or the Collision Q&A show on Sunday. Or you can co-host, if you would like, this show. Or you can co-host Filthy Four Daily with Tom Lawler. Get to take your pick, whichever one you want. And we've had two so far. We got two more coming. And the special thing about this one is our buddy Stan Kosek has stated that he will match the top bid up to $1,000. So if you bid and you win the auction at $1,000, well, you're basically donating $2,000 because he is going to match the top bid up to $1,000. So it's up on my Twitter right now, at Bryan Alvarez. Head up there and get your bid in. It's a registered 501c3 nonprofit. We appreciate all the help. We just bought this big thing. It's like a... I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a big, like, motorized cart to carry, like, stuff.
A Jeep?
And I had to put it together yesterday. Oh, yeah. Oh, what a delight that was.
Wait, you got a motorized vehicle that you had to put together yourself?
It's like a cart. It's a three-wheel. It's got, like, handles and such. But anyway,
An ATV.
I don't know if it's an AT. I don't know what it is. It's like a motorized cart of some sort. It's like a giant motorized, like a shopping cart, but much bigger. And I had to put that baby together. That's not a wheelbarrow. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So anyway, thanks everyone in advance for your donations or your bids. And congratulations to Eddie and Adam. We'll get them on the show here at some point soon. I think Eddie's already got a show he's got planned.
Did you warn Lance already?
I didn't say Lance. I said Filthy. I don't think Lance wants to, share his airtime with anybody. Okay. Tonight we have got a lot, actually. And the more I think about it, like I got to rush to get Dynamite watched so I can do that show with Vinny before the Tokyo Dome starts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I didn't just say we do our normal show tomorrow and then I do the other show with Dave. I don't know why I didn't say that. Why didn't I say that? Anyway, we'll let you know what the plan is. The more I think about it, the more I don't have any idea why we switched.
Yeah, but the Dome show won't be over until like 5 in the morning, so...
Well, I know, but my point is, like, the Dave show ain't going to go early on Thursday. So why don't I just do the Vinny show at 9 and then do the Dave show afterwards? I'll talk to Vinny during the break. We'll see what he wants to do. But anyway, Dynamite, we have got Orange Cassidy versus Dante Martin for the international title. We have Swerve Strickland versus Daniel Garcia. We have Christian's two-time TNT Championship 2024 State of the Union. We have Adam Cole explaining his shocking betrayal, that's what it says here, and exclusive comments from new AEW World Champion Samoa Joe. I do not expect MJF on the show. I don't expect him on the show for a while at least. But we'll see what happens. Now, what's up with Mercedes? Well, I don't know. I have stated, and I will not backtrack, I have stated that I believe that Mercedes is going to be on the show tonight, okay? Now, here's the thing. I don't know for sure, okay? But here's what I do know. I do know that there are people in WWE who believe that she will be debuting on the show tonight. And I know there are people in AEW who believe that she will be debuting on the show tonight. That doesn't mean she's going to debut, but I think she will. We'll find out tomorrow. Now, when Mariah May, they announced that Mariah May was going to have her debut. And, people were like, oh, you think it'll be Mercedes? And other people, this was on our board.
Wait, who are you talking about the girl from Stardom?
Yes, she's from Stardom.
Stardom.
She hasn't debuted yet,
Right.
but she's going to tonight. And they're like, I mean, they've been building up this Mariah May thing for a long time, and, they can't possibly just put her in with some rando. Like, what kind of a debut would that be? It's got to be somebody big. It's got to be Mercedes or somebody like that. Well, they announced her opponent. Queen Aminata will be the opponent of Mariah May. I'm not sure that Queen Aminata has ever had a match ever on Dynamite. She might have once, maybe, but yeah, it's not going to be Mercedes. Now, I mean, Mercedes could appear afterwards. Mercedes could do anything on this show. I guess we shall find out.
Why would people want Mariah May to debut against Mercedes? Why would anyone think that that's a good idea?
Well, people argued it, so what do you want me to do? I didn't.
Well, I don't know.
See, here's the thing with AEW, everybody.
What's that?
I'm not saying that Mercedes will debut in that segment 100%, because I don't know. But if you watch AEW, okay, when they advertise a match like Mariah May versus Queen Aminata, like, there's more to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, Swerve Strickland and Daniel Garcia, okay? That's like, it's a big match. They were both in the deal and the Continental Classic. And Orange Cassidy, Dante Martin, it's a big match for the international title, everything like that. But whenever they do some, the Young Bucks will be wrestling, I don't know, the Bears or whatever, you always know there's going to be an angle. It's not like, that's not a self-contained segment. There's always something more to it.
Well,
so my guess is that it won't just be Mariah May gets in there, they have a good match, Mariah wins, and we move on to the next segment. I think there's going to be something happening there. Well, but we'll see.
Here's the thing. There could be something happening there, but it doesn't need to be an outside force to make that thing happen. She is trying to show her wares to Toni Storm, and Toni Storm going out there and maybe catching the end and dismissing her or something like that. I mean, it could just play more into the Mariah Toni Storm thing as opposed to anyone who may debut at the end of that segment.
This person says, you said the same thing last year around this time when Baker called herself the boss and winked at the camera and nothing happened. I said what? What did I say? What I said was that wasn't Britt Baker going into business for herself. She was specifically told to wink at the camera and mention the boss. So I don't know what that had to do with anything. But
a shout out to Dan Champion for being such a Springsteen
It was
fan.
done for a reason last year. So maybe Tony thought that they had her then or whatever. I mean, hey, Mercedes was at all the whatever show. Was it all in or all out? She was at the one in Wembley.
That one. You were there?
I wasn't next to her. But, I mean, she was there. They put her on camera. You think they did that for no reason? I'm sure they thought she was coming in then, too. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And then we've got Wrestle Kingdom tonight. I think we all know the card. I just know I'm really excited for that Rambo. That's the other reason I need to get Vinny tomorrow, because I don't want to miss that Rambo. You know what I mean?
You know what? They could make the Rambo something. They could make it wacky. They could make it fun, but they probably won't.
Well, I guess we'll find out now, won't we?
I hope we do, and I hope it's good. I hope it goes against what I'm thinking right now, which is it's just going to be some sort of nonsense to bring up a new KOPW contender for that stupid title and trophy. And I don't care what you think about Filthy being that champion or challenging for that trophy and making those matches. As fun as that would be, a waste of Filthy Tom Lawler's time.
Back in a moment, Observer Live.
Yeah, I mean, in 2018, 2019, I was at the lowest point of my life. My addiction was in full force. I didn't leave my apartment. I was drinking all day from sunup to sundown, and I never thought that I'd be back in professional wrestling. I thought that I was just going to keep existing a miserable existence like I was, staring out my apartment window at the sun setting every day as I just drank myself to death. And, I guess the light bulb went off, and I think wrestling was a big part of how I got sober. I always, my first love in life has always been professional wrestling. From the time I was going to shows at Madison Square Garden as a very young kid. And, there came a moment where I actually believed if I got back on track, I could make it back into the world of professional wrestling and make it to the top of the world of professional wrestling. And I really believe that in my heart. I know a lot of people, they say things like, I believe I'm going to be the man, or I believe I'm going to be the world champion, but you could tell when you look in their eyes, they don't actually believe it. I really believed it. I thought, if I can get back on track, I am going to make it back to the top of professional wrestling. And now I'm AEW World Tag Team Champion, sitting at this table as one of the top guys in AEW, and I would say that that's the top of the professional wrestling world. So I did exactly what I thought I would do.
And Bill, that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable, and I am really proud to say that AEW's been a part of this. But really, what you've done on your own, and it's amazing the journey you've been on. That was an incredible story, and your story is incredible. And something else that I find incredible when you told me this is that this championship, this AEW World Tag Team Championship that you hold with Ricky Starks, that you, Big Bill, this is the first championship you have ever held at any level of professional wrestling. That is astonishing, and the fact that you've come so far and from where you came back from, it's pretty amazing.
Just God.
Exasperated already.
No, it's like for the last half hour, just 8,000 things all happening at the same time. Just look at my phone and it's like, oh, great. 9 more random texts about 25 different things. Sick of it!
Not one from me, though.
No, but what is this now? Oh, God.
Something good?
I gotta send this to somebody.
Is it a scoops alert?
No, it has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's a total non-wrestling related.
It's Whitney screaming at you right now to come down here and get this whatever that 3-wheel motion thing is out of the driveway.
No, it's my for some reason, no one cares.
What is it? What is it?
My parents, forget it.
Yeah?
It's nothing. All right, let's get into the news here. Just trying to help everybody out. Dwayne on Instagram, he's big on Insta. He reflected, and
did he say he went to In-N-Out again?
No, he stood in front of a mirror, you idiot. I said he reflected. He said, it all hits differently. The theme, the crowd, the connection, the reaction, the electricity, the chills. Hell of a way to bring in 2024.
He had goosebumps. He showed.
Grateful, blessed, inspired to forever be the people's champ. We're just getting started. So I guess he didn't reflect that much.
Well.
Anyway.
Sounds like he was just typing words into his IG.
Hey, speaking of Mercedes, Naomi, who walked out with her.
Mm-hmm.
Fightful reporting Sources within WWE and Impact expect a return to WWE, with some saying it could happen sooner rather than later.
Good for her.
One
Put her in the
source
bloodline.
noted there would have to be a major development for her not to be back in WWE soon. As Trinity is the current Knockouts champion, scheduled to defend against Jordan Grace at Hard to Kill Saturday, January 13th. That's the re-debut of TNA, by the way. And, they walked out May 16, 2022. You know, they could do something with the Bloodline.
Yeah, look.
But I couldn't help but notice, Mike. You know
Yes,
they're
sir.
going to do something with the Bloodline?
What's up?
Well, Rock's daughter.
Oh, boy.
Because she mentioned on the show last night that a wise man, she said, told her that Sean might have a lot on his plate and maybe she could help. A wise man, you say? Rock and Roman Reigns, Rock's daughter, a wise man. I don't know. Don't know. Guess we'll see, huh?
Going to be an interesting...
She is not a very good talker.
No, she's not.
No.
She's not.
I don't know what Dave was talking about. I have no idea what he was talking about.
His friend is Dwayne. That's what he's talking about.
I don't know if they're like great friends, but
Well, here's the thing. I know he probably doesn't want to shovel.
hey, listen,
anything on Ava,
Huntley's
and I don't
my
either.
daughter. She
She's
can't
just-
talk either.
She's just not ready, and she may never be. But pulling her up to the main roster when she's not comfortable, at least as a viewer, she does not seem comfortable coming across in the roles that she's been in so far. She shouldn't be anywhere but NXT. And let her work with Shawn Michaels. Let her work more on promos, having her there. And then behind the scenes, if she still wants to wrestle and you still want her to wrestle, make sure she's on the house shows. Make sure maybe every once in a while on Level Up. But that's it. And keep her out of sight, out of mind that way. Naomi, to me, is a much better fit in the Bloodline because with a lot of these groups anyway, you have a Rhea Ripley or somebody that, can be strong. They haven't had that dynamic with the Bloodline yet. And if they are going to bring in maybe some people, again, I don't know everyone's contract status when it comes to Jacob Fatu or Juicy Finau or any of the Lance Anoa'i or any of the people that have been under an MLW contract or anywhere else, but I could see them possibly bringing those folks into the mix as the year goes on, depending on what they do with this Bloodline storyline, because I don't think the Bloodline's going anywhere in 2024. It's just going to be a matter of what the dynamics are going to be with everybody going against each other or possibly getting on one page here after WrestleMania, all depending on what happens with Roman and Rock.
Sandman makes a good point that Paul Heyman was on that NXT show that day, the Tuesday that they, or what day, or the Tuesday that AEW went head to head, and he did ask to speak to her. So something's going on.
Oh boy,
there is a secret plan.
Maybe. Oh God, maybe they'll turn Ava against her father.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! Please don't make the plan.
What do you think I was talking about this whole time?
No,
Of course that's what they would do.
No, I just thought you meant in the mix, like The Rock has got like Jay on his side, Ava's on his side, or something like that. Not she's gonna come screw her father, but I guess you could do that. I don't know.
We have Charlie Dempsey. He will not return to NXT with the Triple Crown title.
Surprised Nakajima left him with any teeth.
Katsuhiko Nakajima beat him, went 20 minutes, main event. And I heard from somebody that saw the match last night. They said this was Dempsey's best match ever. It was really, really good.
He's in there, Nakajima.
So if you get a chance to check it out, let's go Dempsey chants from the fans.
Well,
They were behind this young man in his first big Triple Crown championship. Actually, probably challenging for any title in his life, be my guess.
I think that was his first trip to Japan as well, too. It's not like he's even ever been over there before, but I can tell you this, much better match than Naomichi Marufuji and Kota Ibushi, which is something that a couple of years ago you'd never thought anybody would ever say, but absolutely the truth. I had a chance to watch that match. I don't know if you have. It was bad. It was as bad as people have online talked about. I don't know what. Obviously, sports isn't your forte, but for anybody else out there that it likes the sport of baseball, Willie Mays, 1973.
How bad
Mets.
was it?
It was that bad.
Jingo says -5 stars. Wow, you're considering it?
Here's the problem. It was the main event of this show. Ibushi came into it with a YouTube interview saying that he has already had a broken left ankle or left foot and a right hand injury. And you could see something was off very early in the match. He could not get up on the ropes. He could not springboard himself up. He looked sluggish. He looked bad. And unfortunately, it's like, okay, at some point this match is going to get out of second gear. It never got out of second gear. Marufuji couldn't do anything with him. And then he went and did a moonsault from the top rope to the floor in which he broke his other ankle. I don't look to say somebody is washed.
Why in God's name, if you had an injured ankle, would you try a moonsault off the post to the floor?
Because that's what Kota Ibushi does. That's what he is. And that's my concern with him going forward is I could almost say this guy is washed because I don't see him reverting to a ground game and changing himself into some sort of weird new wave, who's the luchador that everybody Negro Navarro, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't do that. He's going to be Kota Ibushi, and with the amount of concussions, with the knee injuries, with now these multiple, it's just everything is piled up on this guy so much that I don't know if I necessarily want to see this guy continue on going forward, because he's going to want to do what he's always done, and those are things that he just can't do anymore. Now, maybe he needs extended time off, but he's had extended time off.
You don't say?
But he's had extended time off, Brian, and unfortunately, it's just the skills have diminished, and it's unfortunate for somebody as great as him, but it was very disappointing.
There's a lot going on, but clearly, he didn't have enough time off.
No,
did you guys see him when he came back? He was a shell of himself when he came back to AEW.
And what does he go and do to AEW? And then he's doing the wacky stuff. He comes down on the bike and gets turned over on his head. So it's like, if you're not going to change your style, and rely on your charisma, rely on other parts of your game, I don't want to see a guy go out there and just throw himself around waiting on him to get hurt or to hurt somebody else, because that's the other thing. Is with Marufuji trying to do stuff with him, it's like, Marufuji's putting himself in danger dealing with a guy who's not even 75%, let alone 100%.
Couple of ratings notes. SmackDown 1.4 million and a 0.28. Obviously the lowest rating ever for a SmackDown. And that's for a recap show. And if you remember how the Raw recap show did, I forget the number, but it was like, what was it? 600,000 or something crazy?
Something like that.
Raw did some incredibly low number. And these two, for those of you, what's the bottom of the barrel? These two numbers are the bottom of the barrel.
Yes, they are.
And that also is, that tells you exactly everything you need to know about the difference between being on cable and being on a network. WWE on Fox, bottom of the barrel, is still 1.4 million. And WWE on USA, bottom of the barrel, is like half of that. So, I can already see what's going to happen. SmackDown's going to go to USA or whatever. And, they're going to be doing Raw numbers. And I'll see all the in the mud tweets and everything like that. No one cares anymore. Roman doesn't draw anymore, blah, blah, blah. That's not what this is. Let's use our brains. And then the Rampage show on Friday, 326,000 viewers and a 0.11. So audience low, 18 to 49, not bad. And that was leading into the pay-per-view this coming weekend. So there you go. And by the way, that SmackDown number was still number one on television. So not too bad. Back in a moment with the world-famous NXT report. Observer Live.
Welcome to the special tour of Figure 4 Weekly Headquarters, as promised. Today I will be accompanied by my assistant Vincenzo, so let's get moving. Hey, don't worry about it. Today's a special day, I'll drive. Vince, today's gonna be a good day, so let's not F anything up, okay? Now, I'd like to tell everybody, I just want to give a short speech on the way to the compound here today, and that is that we are going through very tough economic times right now. Right, Vince? It's a time of stock market crashing, the yen is devalued, a time of woe and want. And many of you watching this right now, for all I know, are unemployed. But the good thing is, and I always like to look on the bright side, as Vince is well aware, the good news is that for every dark cloud, there is a silver lining. And the silver lining is that Figure 4 Weekly is doing great. It's a huge success right now. Subscriptions are up, quality is down, profit margins are skyrocketing, things are going very well. So the one thing is that I don't want to make it seem like money is everything, because money cannot buy happiness, but what it can buy is enormous houses, and that makes me happy. So we will be going to see my enormous house, the Figure 4 Weekly compound, and that's where we're heading right now.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. I don't want to say I've turned heel on my favorite show. God.
Turned over a new leaf for 24, and it's the leaf of a hater.
No, it was actually the last half hour of the show. They did the Riley Osborne-Obafemi match, which we'll get to. But then after that match, this is what we saw, okay? An Out the Mud promo. They cut to Kiana and Izzy Dame doing a promo. They cut to Trick and Mello doing a promo. They cut to Thea and Riley and Chase U doing a promo, which bleeds into another promo with Tatum Paxley and Lyra, which cuts into another promo with Axiom and Nathan Frazier backstage, which cuts into another segment with Tony Stacks and D being interviewed, or Tony D and Stacks. 7 non-wrestling segments in a row. And unlike on Raw, like, I watched this show, and I kept having to pause it going, who is it? Oh, that's right. This is so, like, they didn't identify anybody. Like, if you watch this show for the first time, you ain't got any idea what's going on. You're completely, totally lost. And after the 7th one, I was like, bro, if there's one more, I'd turn this show off. I quit. And then we came back for the main event. After, by the way, they advertised all the matches. So that was actually 8 non-wrestling segments in a row. But, God, just irritating.
It's developmental, Brian. They need to talk.
No, they need to identify people and get people over. not do 7 straight non-wrestling segments. Or by the end, you're like, I don't remember anything that happened in any of them.
Well, I was just saying,
7
who
in a
formatted
row.
This? It's the formatting issue more than anything.
Lenny is one of these guys. He's like, I bury one.
Are you not sports entertained?
I bury one thing on the show, and he concludes the entire show sucks. And actually, there was an hour and a half that was good, and then there was a segment that sucked. Doesn't mean the whole show sucks. I can find anything and find something that sucks for a second about it. Like this show, for example. Now, the opener was Blair Davenport, Lyra Valkyra, NXT Women's title. And they had a good match. A solid match. There was one scary spot where Lyra is bent over and Blair tries a double foot stomp off the middle rope. And this drove Lyra's head straight into the mat. And Booker T freaked out. And the referee freaked out. Everyone thought she was killed. And apparently she was just like totally fine. So they just kept going. And, she worked fine afterwards. But that was scary. And then Lyra gave her a kick. Michinoku Driver got the pin. Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice hit the ring to try and cash in. But this creep, Tatum Paxley, made the save. And
from out the stands.
Lyra and Tatum Paxley, boy, do these two act when they're on screen together. You never saw such acting as we see when these two are on screen. And then, I don't know what's going on. I got to find out. Kelly Kincaid announces Ilya couldn't pass his neck exam, and so the main event is just off. I was like, what? I presume he must have been sick or something. But, no main event, so they had to just redo everything. So that was kind of weird. Then we had Drew Gulak, Miles Davis, and Damon Kemp versus Carlito, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro.
Miles Davis, that would have been amazing.
Is that what I wrote?
Yeah, apparently.
Miles, was it Bourne?
Bourne.
That's right. God, if only it had been Miles Davis, you're right.
Kind of blue. Man, Sketches of Spain, fantastic.
Kind of blue? That's supposed to be funny or something? So anyway, there was a spot in this match.
You were an idiot.
There was a spot in this match that apparently Angelico has taken offense to my tweet that I made today. That this was the furthest dive ever in the history of United States television. And they're both up on my Twitter if you want to compare. But what happened was they're doing this match and Joaquin stands on the middle rope on the apron facing out. He's standing on the middle rope. Now, the ropes are like, they bounce. They're kind of like a trampoline or whatever. So you go down and up and jump and whatever. Well, when he goes down, his partners grab the rope, and when the rope starts to bring him up, they pull it up. And this guy frickin' flew. I'm talking like 15, 20 feet. He flew and wiped out the heels. And so then Angelico posted the video of the deal that he did on Lucha Underground where he went running off the top of Dario Cueto's office and dove into the ring. And, he got a running start and was mostly falling. So, you can argue. Even he said it was arguable. But my God, this dive. And anyway, Carlito was he was a replacement for Dragon Lee. And they had a fun match. Carlito hit Kemp with a backstabber. Del Toro hit a twisting 450 off the top, got the pin. And Gulak is furious. And then Carlito spit the apple in his face.
My God, do more with Wilde and Del Toro on the main roster. I've been hoping for this forever. I hope they have a great feud with Garza and Carrillo if that's the direction they're deciding to go. But let those guys do more than just this. And what I beg everybody on the indie community to do is not copy this because somebody's going to copy it somewhere and overshoot and probably kill themselves. Don't do that.
Then we had Carmelo and Trick backstage, and Trick's unhappy that he's not getting his shot tonight, and Grayson Waller shows up, and he's making fun of them. And so Carmelo, impromptu, signs a match. Trick versus Grayson with Trick's title shot on the line. Trick's like, what? And Grayson goes, I accept, and he rushes off. So they're not even, there's no more,
No.
And now Carmelo is openly trying to screw his friend regularly. They're not even pretending anymore. We had Roxanne and Ariana Grace. And Roxanne's just at another level. I don't know why she's here. And she beats her. Ariana's angry afterwards. Ariana says, Roxanne, you have issues and you need help. This leads to Roxanne violently attacking her. And and even Booker, her trainer, is like, someone's got to stop this. And so the referees come down to break it up. And then, this was so stupid. How many post-match brawls do we have in wrestling? On every show.
A lot.
Every single show has multiple post-match brawls. Well, they have a post-match brawl and the referee reverses the decision. Ariana's the winner. I was like, come on. Stupid.
I think Roxanne will go dirty.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Or go crazy, then maybe she and Tatum can be the crazy people together.
She's certainly wild. Then Ava comes out and announces the Men's Dusty Classic. And also, Trick versus Grayson is confirmed. We have Blair selling her neck backstage. Nikita shows up. Nikita says, I could have taken you out from behind for 10 months just like you did to me. And Blair says, well, you didn't. Some people have the killer instinct, some don't. Nikita says, I'm just showing you the respect you didn't show me. But you know what? Maybe I should take you out face to face. And
with my really slow kick.
Starts tearing her stuff off to fight, and the refs break it up. We had Fallon Henley versus Tiffany Stratton.
That match should be in a Dollar General parking lot.
I told you, nerds. Nobody believed me. Fallon won. Not Tiffany. Fallon won.
Of course. You cannot do this angle with the baby face being the slave for a day. Come on.
So Fallon got the win, and now Tiffany has to be her servant. And I didn't hear anything about 24 hours. Hopefully they drop that aspect. She needs to be your servant for like a month.
At least a week.
There's a million things they could do with this.
A ranch hand. Should be like Baby Doll there, shoveling manure there for Dusty Rhodes in the stall.
No, DJ, that was an argument. I said yesterday that Fallon needed to win this match. And people were like, no, Tiffany's going to win. Fallon already beat her. I didn't make that up. That happened.
That's bad wrestling.
Play the tape, Dom. No, don't.
It's like having the good guys get the advantage in the War Games. Just doesn't make any sense.
Corbin met with Braun backstage. And long story short, they're, being jerks. And Corbin wants to team with Braun. And Braun laughs. Corbin says, you're an a-hole. And Braun goes, well, if I'm an a-hole, why do you want to team with me? Corbin says, well, I'm an a-hole too. So they start thinking about it. They're like, we'd be a great team. They're going to be the a-holes. I don't know if that's actually what they're going to be, but I'd be fine with that.
Dos holes.
We had a hilarious Cora Jade segment with Gigi. They're going to have a feud. Then we had what was actually a quite great segment. It was a sit-down interview with Ridge Holland, who does not get a lot of time to talk. Now, the reason Ilya was injured is Ridge Holland suplexed him and he landed on his head and was allegedly paralyzed. And people were upset saying, I can't believe they did an angle playing off Big E and everything like that. And I think that this interview segment here was supposed to actually explain what they really wanted to do. Because his whole thing was, I have had injuries and accidents my entire career. And so he starts listing them. And he notes that in his first big PLE, he caught somebody on a dive, and he fractured his left ankle, he dislocated his kneecap, and he ruptured his patella, and he was out for a long time.
It's true.
So then he comes back, he joins the Brawling Brutes. His very first PLE, he eats a 450 from Ricochet, knee to the nose, and his nose is absolutely destroyed off his face. And so then they go right to the Dragunov thing. They don't mention Big E at all. The Big E thing isn't even part of this story. He goes, then I get in the ring with Dragunov, and he gets hurt, and he says, listen, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a friend. I'm not a monster who goes out there trying to hurt people. This thing, it can be taken away like that. And so I got to prove to everybody who I really am. It was a great segment. It was a great segment. And God, they had pictures of his legs after he destroyed his legs. Brutal. Riley Osborne, Obafemi, men's breakout tournament finals. Now, I'm I'll admit when I was wrong. I thought Obafemi did a really good job in this match. I was not blown away with him in the tournament, but him and Riley had a very good big man, little man match. And Riley, he goes up top for the shooting star, but he gets cut off. And then he goes up for a second time, and he actually hits it, except Oba gets his knees up. And man, the second Oba got his knees up, he grabs this dude, and he gives him a snake eyes. And then he gives him a back suplex where he doesn't even take a bump. He lifts the guy up, and he tosses him.
That was scary.
And then he picks him up, and he throws him up, pop-up powerbomb, and he pins him. Obafemi looked great in this match for the time they had. And, he's going to probably be something. But then the next segment, let me tell you, even though this was in my, 7 straight segments of nonstop talking, they had an Out the Mud promo. Okay? And I've talked about Out the Mud. Bronco Nima in the ring is far superior to Lucian. And he's the big guy. He's big. And he's got a great look. And he's so good compared, given how long he's been doing this. And they did a promo here. This bro can cut a promo. He cut a great promo. So, man, this Bronco Nima, he'll be a main eventer. Guaranteed. I may be higher on him than Braun Breaker, quite honestly. And we'll talk about the rest of the show after the break. Observer Live.
Jacob, I do want to ask you, because we're talking about pro wrestling, and one of the best pro wrestling storylines that has been going on, like the last year and a half. Okay. You know where I'm going. It's the Bloodline. I want to get your thoughts on what Roman Reigns is doing, the Usos, Solo, you name it.
Man, they've been in there putting in work. I mean, we're talking about 3 years straight with the storyline. But I'm a fan overall. I'm a fan. And the crazy thing is, just because I'm related to them, when I watch, I think I know what's going on. Then they always hit us with that twist. So overall, man, they're doing good. Shout out to the Bloodline. Shout out to Us and them. Fatu's, Anawai's, we're really all one family. But I'm excited. I'm a fan. At the end of the day, I'm like this, though, watching, barbecuing at my house. So it's real good to see. Real good to see.
So I'm curious, do you think we're ever going to see Jacob Fatu creep up in that storyline? You think it's happening?
In due time. In due time. I mean, it could be there. It could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. But in due time, man, like I said, leave it in God's hands. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, I'll still be watching them like this. You know what I'm saying? So overall, very, very proud of my family. Very proud of Solo, what he's done. Very proud of the twins. Very proud of Roman. Just very proud of my family, period. That's it, mate.
What's been your favorite moment for them, whether it be for Roman Reigns, whether it be for the Usos, for Solo?
It was WrestleMania, Saturday and Sunday, to see their main event. When I seen Solo walk out with Roman, like, getting goosebumps, like, just tears in my eyes, man, just seeing the main event. That was the highlight, like, for me, seeing them. Not only that, it happened in California, in L.A., so it was good, man. It was real good. I'm about to cry right now, talking about them right now. But shout out to the boys, though, Us.
Is it easy to stay in touch, obviously being like a big family? Like, you guys make sure you're on the road, they're on the road?
Absolutely, yeah. Like, they'll tap in, tell me, like, the do's, the don'ts, But we've always been close, way before wrestling, They was shooting me with a paint gun back in the day, But overall, yeah, man, like, we're really family-orientated. We really are. So shout out to Tran, too, Sister Tran over there at TNA. So, yeah, man, we're very family-orientated, and there's a reason why the Samoan dynasty has lasted like this, because we really tap in and we function with each other, So, and shout out to all 7 of my kids out there and my beautiful wife. I wrestled with the ring on today. Just trying to throw it out. Trying to get some brownie points right now, So.
I was going to say 7 kids. What is that like, man?
It's a life changer. Keeps me on my toes. That's probably why I'm so light in the ring, So, but overall, man, no, it's been good. It's really been good, and I couldn't be no happier,
Oh my God. Jacob Fatu, I gotta tell you, I've appreciated chatting with you. You're like the coolest dude. I've been waiting for this interview, so thank you so much. I appreciate you, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Hello.
So, yeah, we had 7 straight segments of talking. And then finally we had the main event, which was Trick and Grayson. Trick's title shot. And match was all right, but, man, you watch Trick with a guy like Grayson compared to a guy like Ilya, night and day. It was there.
Who's calling that match?
And then, no. Finally, Mello runs down, jumps up on the apron. Trick is screaming at him to go backstage. So, of course, Grayson's all excited. Distraction, I'm going to win this match. But who should show up but Kevin Owens? Knocks out Waller, throws him in the ring. Trick hits the flash knee, gets the pin. The fans weren't super into the whole match because they wanted the title match with Ilya. But, man, they went nuts for that finish. Kevin Owens showed up in the big knee. The knee is an awesome finish for Trick. Mm-hmm. And that's how the show went off the air.
And Mello not looking like, hey, everything worked out according to plan. No, he was quite disappointed standing out there.
Yeah, this guy, it's not even a mystery anymore who attacked Trick. We all know that damn Carmelo Hayes. Anyway, that's the show for today, everybody. We're going to wrap it up. I have not heard from Vinny, so I'll tweet what the plan is if we're going to do the Bryan Vinny show tonight or tomorrow normal time. But no Observer Radio tonight for sure. I will be up with Lance at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. So we'll do our weekly show. And that is the plan. So thanks for listening, everybody. Callers and listeners, even though we have no callers. Everybody in the studio. Everybody on the chat for the most part, except that guy I had to ban for being an idiot. We'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.